Hope for a moment, but a false hope. She isn't the mother either. But then, incredibly, among all those animals, and after all that random chasing around, all those square miles of plain, literally by a chance in a million, this one finds his mother again. And this time he had better stay close. The herds have one more move to make, and for the calves, the greatest danger of all is still to come. They're making their way towards two lakes, Masek and Lagaja, that lie on the western edge of the plains. They're not particularly large by African standards, only a couple of miles long. The herds could easily walk round them, but they choose to go straight across. Most years it doesn't matter. The lakes are shallow enough to wade. But there has been heavy rain this year. The wildebeest are going to have to swim, and this includes the young calves. And they can swim perfectly well, that isn't the problem. The danger is that they get left behind, separated from their mothers, and have to find them again. Soon there are hundreds of them lost on the shore, and all the time more adults and more calves are swimming steadily across the lake. And as the herds pile up, the confusion starts to build. And then one female decides to swim back to see if her calf is on the other side. Others, seeing her go, join in. Perhaps the one they're looking for is on the other side too. Soon there's a pointless procession crossing and recrossing the lake. Calves looking for mothers, mothers looking for calves, and all passing each other somewhere out in the middle. With each crossing, the weak get weaker and slip below the surface. But that doesn't stop the ritual. A profligate pilgrimage that only the wildebeest, or lemmings, could afford. And one that in this case went on for 7 days. And then at dawn on the 8th day, the last sacrificial calf splashed ashore. And as it did, it ran through the bodies of 1,500 dead calves lying in the shallows, while another 1,500 ran bleating through the bush. This waste of life seems senseless, but there are so many wildebeest that if the weak and the young did not die in such numbers, they would overrun the plains. And, as always, even the dead have their part to play. The leopard watches the calves go by. He's already heavy-bellied, and his larder is overflowing. The bodies of those that died in the lake will enrich the water, making it a better place for the flamingos and other wading birds. And the bleached bones washed up onto the shore are perfect camouflage for the little sand plover and her nest. So now, at last, the wildebeest are home, back on the plains, green and welcome in an April mist. Soon the year will turn full circle and the whole reckless spectacle will begin again. But now the herds are at peace with the grass, and the solitary bull, grunting quietly on his new territory, finds no challengers. This is the Olduvai Gorge, a deep, winding gash that runs for miles across the eastern plains. The wildebeest cross it every year, but it's no obstacle for even the youngest calves. And the gorge itself testifies that they have been doing the same thing for some time. For Olduvai is rich in fossil remains, and some of the fossils show that wildebeest have been plentiful here for 2 million years, and during those 2 million years have remained almost unchanged. But there are fossils of another creature here too, one that started from shuffling ape-like beginnings and has become the most powerful creature on Earth: man. The wildebeest haven't changed in all that time. They haven't needed to. For though they may choose some bizarre ways to die, they have found a spectacularly successful way to live. The numbers that fall to predators, disease, and natural calamities are the very means by which the species is refined. The great herds go on. The whole flamboyant, chaotic spectacle actually works, and works well, year after year. But it's a way of life that demands space, enormous space. Space that one day will be needed by that other creature that grew up here at Olduvai. But for now, the herds go on, careering headlong through 2 million years of history, theirs and ours, and scattering it as carelessly as they scatter their dead along the march. On they go, the wildebeest, the clown and the king of the plains. There is a saying in Africa that somewhere there is a place where the grass meets the sky, and the name of that place is the end. May the grass of the Serengeti never reach the sky. May every year be the year of the wildebeest.